And we're off.
Yep, we are off here on Speed Gaming 2. Starting out with the 20 rupees as you called it.
Wow. Well, at least we can wipe that off the board. So yeah, in standard mode, to those of you who are new, to those of you who are new to standard mode, we always do the backup escape so Uncle could have an item for us, and OMG, that's the second time this week I've called an item that actually was picked up before the race. We have a bomb start for this race, and it looks like 300 rupees in the torch chest.
Oh, so both of ours are... Oh, both our calls are positive, right? So I called the bomb start, and I called 300 rupees. Not exactly in Link's house, but in the chest following that, but... Oh boy, a bomb start. So this is going to be a game of bomb conservation.
Yep, and hopefully they're able to pick up more bombs from the guards. We're looking for a good bomb drop from them.
Yeah, a bomb start is all about managing your bombs, making sure you have enough to get through the rest of the escape. If you do manage to run out of bombs, it's alright. You can kill yourself to gain another set of bombs.
I think it starts you off with 3, or does it start you off with the whole 10 again for that?
I would imagine it would give you about 3, just so that you can get through the rest of, that. Most likely, it will probably happen around when they get to the sewers. Usually that would around maybe 3 bombs, or unless it's really early, then it's probably the 10 pack, but...
Right, I always dislike the bomb start.
Bomb start is one of the difficult starts that you can do in standard mode. Picked up the Dark Cross key, so we'll have 2 in our hands until we eventually get over to Dark Cross.
And the good thing about that is in randomizer, since we don't have the torch at this point in the game, it will automatically light up for us the first time that we go in there. After that is a complete dark room. So you do it. If you're going back in, you will have to know dark room strats for that.
Yeah, the reason why that's the case is because the game has hard-coded to give you the torch right around the sewer sequence. And this is collectively referred to as Zelda's torch or Zelda's lamp. It really depends on what you say.
And we have the net in the chest there in Zelda's cell.
Nice safety early on.
Definitely with that.
Now, generally with this escape sequence with these runners, they are aiming for 6 minutes, below 6 minutes. The bomb start, this might be a little bit more difficult to get that sub 6. If not, they'll probably get above sub 6, or just above 6 minutes.
Right, so probably to the 6 to 7 minute range with.
Yeah, that's generally where I float around when I do standard. I float around the 6 minute to 7 minute range.
And they will want to at least save 1 bomb for those 3 chests that we have in the back of Escape. And finding out what those 3 items is always a surprise.
Yeah, right now Hydropower and Trinex are leading in bomb counts at 5, while Matt is at 3 bombs, while Koi at 2.
And just a piece of heart in the Dark Cross chest.
Now we're still looking for that map, meaning that, or unless I missed the map. Then,
No, we haven't found the map yet.
Alright, that's good. Alright, good. Alright. So it's possibly going to be in the back of Escape or in that Sanctuary chest that counts towards. Sanctuary does count towards the Escape in the logic, so. And Max 78 just barely having enough bombs to open up the back of Escape.
And Corey passing that up for right now, so he's gonna miss out on these 3 items. They are more bombs, the map, and the hook shot.
Oh, that is bad for Koi. He ran out of bombs, so that means he'll have to come back later on.
Right.
The good news, though, is that since we did pick up that map, there is something in that Sanctuary chest, and that only is 20 rupees.
So Matt out there at about a 6:34, completing the back of Escape.
Yeah, Koi coming out a little bit earlier than that. Getting himself some magic from the tree pull. And 5 arrows in the bush crabs, so that takes care of those tree pulls. Now going over to Lumberjack rupees. Now in the Lost Woods, Lump Shrinex.
And it's a full heart container.
Yep, it's growing hearts. Now going over to the Thieves' Hideout. And Perfect Sync, mind you. And Moon
And
Pearl.
the moon. I wonder how that got there. What?
It's Thieves' Hideout. It's possibly that the thief stole the Moon Pearl from the Tower of Hera, so.
True. Matt making his way over to Desert. We had a quick map check. 6 crystal up at Tower of Hera. I did not see what Eastern Palace and according to our trackers, Eastern Palace is a crystal. We just don't know what Desert Palace was.
Now,
But we have 50 rupees, a piece of heart, 20 rupees down there, and 5 rupees down in the Thief's Hut. Draining the well gets us a piece of heart. And a piece of heart in the back of Escape.
Now it's likely that
in the back of Thieves' Town.
Yeah. That's the blind side. But now if I'm not mistaken, Desert Palace was also a crystal. We're gonna probably need another map check to confirm that.
And meanwhile, Trinex going into the well, while Matt checking out Agonine's cave. And we have the lamp down at the bottom of the back of the well. And 5 rupees. There's the Titan. There's the mitts down in the well.
Yeah, that was that power glove. So Koi not going to be hurting that much. He might be considering heading back to the back of Escape through Sanctuary just to pick up that hook shot now that he has a glove.
And now they're playing with power.
Trinex now going over the chicken hut while Matt is making their way over to Mini Moldorm Cave. 50 rupees over there on Trinex's screen. Koi also going to be picking up those 50 rupees. Matt, with that hookshot in hand, is going to be blasting those Mini Moldorm.
And there's the blue cane. 20 rupees, 50 rupees, 10 arrows, and more bombs. So it's the cane of Burna.
Yeah, that burner only enables, well, not only just a safety, but only access to Spike Cave. That's all it really is, and I believe that I believe he took a
And it was the and it was the blue boomerang on top of the library today.
So we're not going to be picking that up because we do have our stun prize in the form of the hookshot, and that was a fairy, so that is very nice to have in case they pick up some bottles and need some safeties earlier on.
Right. Meanwhile,
Go on.
Matt making his way over to the ice cave.
Yeah, while Koi blind checking the race game, only 20 rupees inside Ice Rod. Okay.
Yeah, but every rupee counts when we're gonna go when we do get a chance to go see everyone's favorite scam artist, King Zoro.
Yeah, Matt has just enough to check Zora. He is able to fake Flipper to check the waterfall fairy, while Koi.
And he. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, as I was gonna say, Koi is going to the back of Escape. It's going to be grabbing that hook shot, while Matt fake flippers over to the hobo area. Going to be checking Lake Hylia first. Only a heart piece, kind of standard.
Yeah. At least it's nothing too trolly like. I don't know, the book
or the bow.
True.
I mean, a little bit of a brief story. One of my previous saves from like 2 days ago, there was a bow on Lake Hylia.
And sorry to interrupt you there. And the hobo today has our level 1 sword.
Very nice pickup from Matt. But yeah, there was a bow on top of Lake Hylia Island. I checked it right after I finished Swamp Palace, and I'm just thinking like, wait a minute, should I just do this first? And I got rewarded instantly.
Yeah. And according to our trackers, Desert Palace is another crystal, so all 3 pendants in the Dark World.
That is correct. While Koi making the early Death Mountain check. That is pretty interesting, honestly. I like this play a lot. There's a lot of things you can do here. Well, at the moment, at least.
And Matt checking the 2 at the ferry. It is 20 rupees and a full heart container.
By the way, that was the same card. So he got a full health refill.
And he's doing the. And there's our level 1 shield over on Zora Ledge.
Yeah, we're not going to be picking that one up, too. So Matt making the way over to King Zora. And
500.
Love Lesson.
Yeah, 500 rupees for a piece of heart.
Yeah, it's not bad, honestly. 6 hearts right out of the gate. Although I would preferably like more hearts than that, but
hey, I'll take the 6 hearts.
Yeah, 5 rupees inside Spectacle Rock. And I hear beans on toast makes a great meal. That is nothing of importance. So Koi is going to be doing a really hard setup because he does not have a sword to line him up. He gets the bomb jump over on Spectacle Rock. Nicely done, without any visual indication.
And 20 rupees up there on the top of Spectacle Rock as well.
Yeah, so Koi, he can now do, with that hookshot in hand, he, yeah, like I mentioned, you can do a lot of things inside Death Mountain.
And
so he's making the paradox play.
Yep. I was just gonna say the same thing, making the paradox play on that. lot of good stuff, a lot of chests in here in Paradox Cave.
Yeah, that's a total of 7 items here, along with the spiral cave, which makes it up to 8.
And there's another
sword for him.
sword. Yep, and the mushroom. So hopefully that might come into play. That might not.
Now, with another sword that we know, this puts Aga into logic for that what we know so far. Matt and Trinex already have a sword in hand, while Hydropower is going to be grabbing that one pretty soon once he gets through the old man.
And there was the
there's that
single
single arrow.
out, and our flippers as well. There's the King of Samara. So, Red Cane inside Paradox.
Yeah, technically speaking, that hobo check was out of logic, but with what we know so far, that does put Aga into logic in a more technical sense, even if you do the sequence break into hobo. And only a half piece at the floating islands.
Right. Koi making his way over to Spiral Cave to get that one.
So Samaria and Flippers, that was a really big, pretty big gamble for Koi. Paid off pretty well. Of course, he still needs to go and grab another sword. Maybe, this is a big maybe, that Aga might be possible. Though, to be fair, we are missing the Eastern play. If Eastern Palace has nothing of importance, or well, if they don't have our Darkwood Axis progression, then it's going to be an Aga seed, so...
Yep, and we're just here for the ride.
Yep.
Now, right now they need the bow for Hera. But we also never had a check for Desert Ledge yet.
Not yet. We know that there was an Agena check, but never a Desert Ledge check.
Right.
So now Koi has that Master Sword in his hands.
So now... no, he just has the level 1 sword in his hand right.
Oh, he did pick up that sword in Hobo. It hasn't been updated.
Alright. Yeah. Trackers are being a little bit slow today.
Koi making the early mushroom check. Might want to... He saved and quit, so he might consider safe scumming it to do fake powder?
Well, let's see, we got the mushroom in hand. This could also lead to progression, because right now we're looking for the bow. And we have the cape!
So, with that actually makes Aga more likely, even if they don't do the Master Sword. If they never went over to Death Mountain. Well, they're gonna probably go to Death Mountain, but like... where am I going with this?
Go take care of Agena, and then check Pyramid.
I can not even remember. They do the bomb. They would have to do the bomb jump. That sequence breaks into a fake flipper over on that left side, over on the south shore, and they climb up over to the the mushroom, and they would get that cape. But that's like in a very other location if they didn't consider going up that mountain, which they are going to be doing.
Right. But now with Koi having that cape, I'm getting my characters mixed up here, folks. That might put Agana in logic right now.
Yeah, that would be quite an interesting situation as Koi is doing their mini Moldorm checks and South Shore checks.
And looking at the chat here, chat's saying all signs pointing to Aga.
That is 100% true. The only thing they have left right now to check is the eastern area.
Right. 3 chests behind Sahashala.
And then 3 items in eastern, that makes upwards of 6. 6
Right.
items in the area.
Right. I was only counting the 3 in the hut for some reason.
Yeah, it still counts towards that eastern area, but Matt
Right.
jumps over there, gonna be doing the spiral cave, and Trinex going over to that mushroom, getting the cave.
And chat's saying some pretty interesting comments here. That the hammer could be in its vanilla location over in Pod.
Now, I wouldn't say now it would possibly I don't know if it would be French vanilla or what, but yeah, normally you would check Sahasrella first, then if possible, dive into Eastern Palace. I typically would do that, do Sahasrella first, then Eastern Palace, so that way I can at least get something out of the way.
Right, I probably would have done the same thing as well too. Hydra now making his way over to the Eastern Palace area.
Yeah, so Hydropower is pulling that trigger on that shack.
And Trinex right behind. Piece of Heart. Fire, Ice Rod, and 50 rupees. So we have ice power now.
Yeah, but that's still not enough progression to make that up. So, down to the Eastern Palace we go.
They'll be able to get in there and do it, they just can't complete it.
Trinex did check Sahasrella green pendant on Thieves Town.
So Thieves Town is our green pendant today. That's always a good hint, telling us where that green pendant is located.
Although Thieves Town, I don't know. Oh, looks interesting. Looks like Koi is actually going to be pulled the trigger really early on Aga.
Taking the gamble on Aga. That's a very interesting play. All of our other 3 featured runners making the Eastern play.
Now, I'm not sure how I would think about this. Koi making that check, going that Aga play right now could, I don't know if it'll probably hurt him, because with 3 runners already in Eastern Palace, while Matt actually diving out from Sahasrella, going over to the Aga one too. With 2 runners inside Eastern Palace, maybe... It might be a kind of a costly mistake if there's a progression, or not even progression, if we have a Dark World Access item, even in the form of the hammer or the Titan's Mitts.
Right. Or the mirror. Or the mirror as well, too.
Now, to be fair, that mirror... Oh yeah, that's true. You only get to Hero, though. That's the one thing.
Right.
And to be fair too, with that hookshot in hand, Koi is able to get into the village of outcasts just by hookshotting over to the left side from the
Right.
left.
And
The pyramid.
Matt also making the Aga climb as well. So we have a little bit of a divergence here. Hydra and Trinex both in Eastern, and Matt and Koi doing the Aga play.
And I believe there was a hint that referred to a unique item inside Hookshot Cave?
Interesting. We'll have to make note of that.
Or Mini Moldurn. Okay, my bad. Mini Moldurn. That would have been
Alright.
that burn up.
Right. Thank you, game, for telling us something we already know.
I just very like it caught my eye like very barely, but Koi now making their way over into the Aga 1 fight. So I'm gonna cast 3 blue balls. Standard, and that's boots.
Alright, Hydra picking up the boots from Eastern Palace, right?
Unfortunately, though, that also does not. I mean, to be fair, they can only check bonk rocks, and that's it. They don't have it. They don't have the Titan's mitts to check.
Alright, and a piece of heart over in bonk rocks.
Yeah, it is going to be an Aga 1 required for Dark World access. So unfortunately for Koi and Matt, they're going to be slightly hurting a bit due to the boots being in Eastern Palace, especially in the bait chest of all things too.
And Agena doing his best David Copperfield, making Zelda vanish.
Matt enters the Aga 1 fight while Koi is making some steady progress on it. Koi knocks out Aga 1, that brings them into the Dark World, and another portal location for them outside the front of the castle.
Right. And our item today is just a single rupee. All that for 1 rupee.
I mean, to be fair, Koi can still do the Village of Outcasts again with that hookshot in hand.
Right, and it looks like Koi's making his way over to Catfish.
It makes sense. It's in the general location. You might as well get a Catfish while you're here.
Alright, there's our map check. The crystals are total rock. And I missed the other one for that.
That would be a pendant on.
Yeah. So at least the good thing is we don't have to worry about total rock in the seed. And Titan's mitt from Catfish.
Oh, that was a big payoff for Koi. Unfortunately, though, Ice Palace is also a 5/6 crystal, and usually Ice Palace is quite a mess to get through.
Right. I'll put that on my lower tier of things that are messed up. I'll put Great Bay Temple at the top. And Trinex taking a death there. Hydra now making his way up through the tower to go fight Agena. tagging them. I'm goofing on names again, folks. Koi making his way through Super Bunny Cave.
Yep, they're... Now, I wouldn't be surprised too if they also went to Hookshot Cave as well following this. They can't do Spike Cave
And
just
there is Ether with a piece of heart.
Interesting. Now they can't do Spike Cave just yet because they don't have the hammer. That usually is a pretty hurting thing when you don't have a hammer in hand.
Koi passing up his chance to go check out Spike Cave, Hookshot Cave, but getting a quick check on Turtle Rock, checking to see that that's the pendant, Swamp being the blue pendant, and Thieves Town being the green pendant, as we were already told that.
Yep, now Koi entering the Hookshot Cave.
Some
Anyone else with
bombs.
And a heart container.
Oh, there's the flute.
Oh, that's nice.
Now we got fast travel, so we do have the flute. So that does allow us to go a lot more. That opens up a lot more now of Hyrule.
It also allows him to check the Meyer medallion.
Right, and the Meyer Shed too. Because Meyer Shed is now also in logic.
Unfortunately, since we don't have that mirror, we can't check Checkerboard Cave or even get into Desert Palace through the back way. So, Koi going to be activating his flute, might also be going into the Village of Outcasts as well.
So, ladies and gentlemen, at 32 minutes into the race, please stand as we play the Swag Duck National Anthem.
So now the flute has been activated, we have ourselves a duck, Koi has his own duck rather, and looks like he's going to be taking that duck all the way down to number 6.
And it is Ether to get into Meyer today.
So both dungeons requiring Ether. That is very nice to have. That makes Misery Mire clearable.
Right. And only 40 rupees today in the Meyer Shed. And Matt releasing his Swag Duck at the 33-hour mark in this race. And
minute, but yeah.
Yeah, 33 minutes. I mean, I'm looking at the time difference there.
Yeah,
of the 33 minute.
We would have been here forever if it was 33 minutes, but either way.
At the half-hour mark, I'll put it as that.
Yeah,
Koi making his way now. Koi making his way now into Meyer. Matt checking out Skull Woods, going into the Skull Woods teleport pod.
Yep, going to the Village of Outcasts first. Which that has higher item density compared to Misery Mire, which has.
And there's our first battle.
Yeah, if you count go on.
So with that battle, that does open up Sick Kid now, so we can get that item from Sick Kid.
As I was saying, Matt's going for the Village of Outcasts has higher item density compared to Koi's Misery Mire play, which has 3 if you count the Mire Shed.
Right, because if I remember correctly, there's 4 chests in the front. Also, if we defeat Blind, there's also the possibility of that last key being locked inside its chest.
That is 100% true. It has happened before. It happened to me twice in one of my seeds. And a couple
And
seeds.
and I still get bogged down like, how does that key even get locked in that chest?
I have no idea, but 5 rupees on Bumper Cave, so that cape is mainly going to be used for the Ganon fight, and that's all that's really going to be happening here. Koi making over to the Firelock side of Misery Mire, while Hydropower makes their Super Mining checks, trying to skin their Titan's Mitts.
Chad pointing out an interesting thing here. The bow could be on hook on the pet.
Now that I don't know the I don't know how the veracity regarding that. It's likely if it's a really bad situation, then yeah, that will be hurting significantly if that's true. There's a shield inside Thieves Town as Matt makes that dive right now.
Right, so that's one of our items. There is bomb, so that's our second item.
Now, the logic says that every time you go into Thieves Town, there will always be a guaranteed big key in the first 4 chests.
Alright, Koi dropping down to the chest below, and we have the red boomerang.
Unfortunately, the hint placement for that literally gave away what was inside cutscene chest, and that was that red boomerang. So, yikes.
It kind of spoiled the fun on that one game. And Matt taking a death, not sure if that was intentional or if that just happened like that.
I
But
believe that was not intentional. He must have taken a fall right there, but it makes sense. It's a pendant. He's probably not going to be going too deep into that unless he's doing some last locationing and wants to check Hoshrella.
Right. Hydra making his way over to King's Tomb. Trinex going through Skull Woods. And just another full heart container over in the King's Tomb. Matt now playing the digging game. And our first dig. Piece of heart on the very first dig.
And it actually gave him a health refill too, which is nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found our bow. It's in Skull Woods.
Oh, that is great for Trinex.
Matt returning Jeremiah. And it looks like he's going to be doing the world tour with this one.
Yep, while Hydropower activates his flute. Bombos.
Oh, there's Bombos.
Yeah, but that's not going to be helpful as we already know that both dungeons, both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock required the, oh, wait a minute. I believe Trinex picked up a mirror? Alright, well, or at least someone picked up a mirror.
No, I don't see the mirror highlighted.
Yeah, it looks like Trinex actually did get the mirror out of there. So Swamp House is the play.
Right.
Well, Matt making their way over to the Hype Cave area, getting some bottles, 10 arrows, and a heart piece. I don't know what was on the NPC. I just barely missed it. Again, nothing of importance. As per usual in Hype Cave.
It was semi-hype today. And Koi using cape strats on Victorious.
Yep, using that spin strats, using the cape. unfortunately, he runs out of magic, so he has to be pretty cautious. And so they can't give him another bottle. Now Matt's bringing the blacksmiths home.
For some bombs. And down goes Victorious.
Really with half a heart to spare too, which is nice.
Reminds me of my fight that I had with against Ganon in Ocarina of Time. I finished that game with a half a heart.
Yeah, but also looks like Matt did pick up silver arrows. It was actually in Hype Cave, so that was really significant.
Probably from the NPC.
Yeah, that was from the NPC inside the Hype Cave. Now, Trenix having the information now that there's that mirror that he picked up from Skull Woods. Oh, that's unfortunate. Trenix taking the death in the overworld just by attempting to get into the bombable hut. Now Koi making their way over to Skull Woods. They're going to be grabbing those 2 items. Oh, and I should just point out too that Misery Mire actually was our first crystal that we picked up in the race, so yeah. Yeah, Koi picking up that mirror now. Now, unfortunately, they're going to have to double dip this because they don't have that fire rod just yet.
Right. Koi now with his bow and mirror in hand from that. So now with the bow, that opens up the possibility of completing Eastern Palace and somewhat of Pod, but we need the hammer for that.
Exactly. That's the thing, and so that means Fire Rod and Hammer are the only things that's left for Go mode. That we know of at least.
Right. Koi checking out graveyard ledge.
Yep, well, Trenix did pick it up earlier. I didn't see what that was there. Heart container, but,
It was just a... Yeah.
Yeah. And Trenix opting to do the blacksmith chain as well. Just looks like he's just going to be going straight for the, it's going straight for the thing, so. Koi opting to go for the Pod Eastern area now.
Right. But probably gonna start off doing Pod first and doing what most runners do, take care of Pod, and then warp over and then take care of Eastern Palace. Try next
Yeah,
taking. Yeah,
the purple
that's
chest.
normally the standard play for that. Try next taking the chest back, so we'll get to see what's in Gary's lunchbox.
Yeah, McCoy making their Sahasrara checks as Hydra enters the Vitreous fight. Gonna be using the same sort of strats that Koi used earlier on, and they're showing that one thing you can do is constantly spam your sword, and you will never have to drain your magic.
Interesting. Just a full heart container in K45 today, folks. And unfortunately, Corey got hit, and he has to go all the way back and pick up everyone's favorite money-loving monkey.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you ever get hit once, then you have to get that whole sequence all over again. It's not that far of a walk, but it can definitely screw with your money, especially if you're around have exactly 110. You can't actually get into pod without having the 10 rupees that you get from Kiki that Kiki takes from you, and then the 100 rupees that you take that he have to pay in order to get in the pod. So.
And just a piece of heart in the lunchbox today.
And looks like Koi finds out that pod's not bow locked. Not like that matters, because the bow was picked up so easily over in Skull Woods.
Right, but we do need. I think it. No.
Now, the only one thing it possibly be not bow locked is if those first two chests don't have. Well, if the first chest has a key. If the first chest has the small key and the second chest does not have a big key, so.
Right. But remember, pod will owe a unique item in somewhere. Do not see the rest of that clue. But
it's
also.
Unique item being held by somebody friendly, so that's
Might be a game. Might be Sahasrara.
Now, it can't be anything. It's not descriptive, but it's possible that Sahasrara might have something, but it's not confirmed. The only way it can be possibly confirmed is if the hint said a unique item requires the green pendant. Oh, that's hammer!
There's the hammer!
And it's French vanilla location.
Oh. Alright, I'll give you that one. It's in the vanilla. Okay. Try next. Going to Ice Palace. So Matt joining the collective and picking up his first crystal. As chat pointing out that Catfish, the Witch, Hype Cave NPC all had unique items this.
Yeah, that would have fulfilled the someone friendly hint. Because technically speaking, those are considered by the logic someone friendly. I'm actually pretty interested what Trinex is trying to do. He's going into Ice Palace, though he's gonna be pretty cautious here. He's only on a half a heart. Unfortunately, he does not. Oh no, he actually has the red potion, so he's opting to do the bomb jump. And looks like, since Hydro Power is in Desert Powers right now, finds out that it's not boots locked.
Right.
Now, the Ice Powers bomb jump is pretty complicated and also pretty tricky if you don't know how the setup works. You basically gotta do a horizontal pixel perfect look. Have to have your Link sprite on a pixel perfect horizontal location, plant the bomb, and then have your sword 1 pixel below the sprite, below the bomb, the shadow of the bomb. And if everything works out in your favor, then you will be able to part the bullet bomb jump. Bombos, on the other hand, was on Stumpy. As one of our trainers pointed out.
Yeah. And we can consider him to be friendly as well, too.
Now Koi enters the Helmasaur King fight.
And down goes the Helmasaur King, giving Koi his second crystal.
Yeah, at about 52 minutes and 32 seconds, Trinex, however, takes a death in Ice Palace. That can't be good. While Hydro Power now on to the Lamolus fight. Gonna be using that Ice Rod for a little bit of the action on these Lamolus, while Matt makes the dive into Tower of Hera, while Koi mirrors into Eastern Palace. Oh, that's a nice hint. Map and a Piece of Heart are on left side swamp. We don't have to go there.
Koi now going through Eastern Palace.
Now, unfortunately, that would have been a good hint if Swamp Palace was not a pendant. So, yeah, there you go.
And that's very rarely that's a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, there's that key in the that first chest, and aim for the eyes of Goma. Making that bomb jump without any preparation. There's Temper Sword, and that was handsomely rewarded there. 20 rupees over on the Checkerboard Cave. Matt now taking that Temper Sword all the way up to the Moldorn fight.
Oh, that should be quick work.
Yeah, all it requires is 3 swings, but Moldorm not playing nice.
No, when does Moldorm ever play nice? He likes to troll us.
Well, in some cases that he will play nice, but looks like Moldorm was just camping on near the drop down, so he's gonna do this fight again. Good thing though, he did not do any damage to him, but Moldorm goes down. Second attempt, good work from Matt. And random dungeon items are they're in the Firelock portion of Hera, so we don't have to worry about any other items or any other chests here. So at this point, all we're looking for is that fire rod, and that is go mode. Yeah, we're gonna have, as we're taking a bit of time to, as we're scattering around the area, make sure you follow the runners. They're putting on a good show, as well as our crew for the day. We got Rollin Tank here and Mr. Scrub Ninja Tuna as tracker, of course, Yoko as my co-commentator.
And same with Professor here as well. Don't forget to follow us as well. Trinix picking up his Bombos medallion. Hydra now going on to face Trolldorm, and Koi making his way to the Armor's Knights. And setting up for the quick kill, it looks like. Doesn't have the silver hours just yet.
Koi knocking down the Armos. Looks like I think I got the quick kill, getting 300 rupees. Now has 3 crystals. Matt following Koi into Eastern Palace. And looking at my pretty late restream, he did get that quick kill. Hydropower knocking down Muldorm. Unfortunately for Matt, he went into Eastern Palace first and not went over into Desert Palace. Not Desert Palace, a pod. So he's missing on the hammer just this moment. However, he does have the advantage in the fact that silver arrows. Koi still hasn't went into the hype cave.
Nope, but he is checking out Desert.
Yeah, we found out earlier on that, yeah, there's that hint that Boots were in Eastern Palace. Luckily for him, he went to that area, so, again, not too hurting. Koi has a considerable lead, in my opinion, but he still has, he's in the disadvantage of not those silver arrows not being in his possession at the moment. So at this point, question is, where do you think the fire rod could possibly be? We have a lot of we have so many options to go to, but yeah. Now, it's possible that fire rod could be in the Ped dungeons. I doubt the Ped, because at this point, Ped's almost about to die, in my opinion. I don't know if that's the case or not. I haven't been following. I don't know Ped logic, so.
Yeah, neither do I. It's one of those complicated things. And from chat here, I got the chat up on the restream. Says Ped is dead.
Okay, that's good. So that's what I was wanting to make sure. Looks like, oh boy, Fire Rod. It's possible that we're looking at some suggestions here. Fire Rod on Mimic Cave. Unless that was a hint, I missed it. Yeah, Pet's been there for a while. Okay, yeah, there, yeah.
Yep, so Ped is now out of logic, but and at least with the mirror, we can get the back way in through Desert Palace. So the book is also kind of dead, but we also need the book to check the two tablets. So the tablet, one of the two tablets, could also have the fire rod as well.
Yeah. Although my heart is set on dependent dungeons. I like to make them in this situation. I like to see them having a bit of requiring a little bit of thinking. Now, Swamp Palace is an option, though, as we got a hint earlier that left side swamp has nothing.
Right.
But then again, with Thieves Town being on Green Pendant, maybe Sahashrella has Fire Rod? Because, think about it, Thieves Town is a pretty easy dungeon to clear. Given if you're geared up, or if you're pretty skilled at Greenmail Thieves Town.
Right. I can kind of make it through Thieves Town on the Green Mail, but I'd need at least a level 2 sword and a decent amount of heart.
Yeah, that's kind of me. Although to be fair, with blind, it doesn't matter what sword you get. So maybe referring to like before blind. But either way, Koi clears the Lamb Molas. Going to be checking that checkerboard cave. Going to find out about that information. Quake in pod. So that's all of our 3 medallions. But again, we don't need anything else. We don't need anything about need the rest of the medallions, because as previously mentioned, either required Misery Mire.
Chat's having fun about the hints and everything, saying, you know, sometimes we get those hints like way after we get the item.
Yeah, those aren't really helpful. They can be sometimes hints are really bad, sometimes they're really good. As mentioned before, that left side swamp hint was pretty valuable.
Oh, definitely, because we know everyone hates doing left side swamp.
Yeah, that is rough. Because you gotta get a key, make sure you don't flood it. Then you gotta get those 2 chests. If you don't have the hook shot, you gotta drop down once, then get to the other side of that, and yeah, you get the point. So
yeah, it's a bunch of backtracking and everything.
That's why you should have the hook shot when you're going into left side swamp, so that way you don't have to do a whole lot of backtracking. Koi now entering Hera, while Hydropower making their way over to the Helmastar King fight pretty soon. Koi getting the information that left side swamp's dead. No one has checked Spike Cave. That's also an option too.
Definitely. Spike Cave. You know what else? It could be with the fairy too.
Oh yeah, the fairies too. It could possibly
Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy. Now, the only thing about that, we still need the Fire Rod. We still need the Fire Rod to even the Fire Rod to even well, actually no, I take that back. You probably pretty much need Bombos in order to at least open the first part of to clear the first half of the Holster fight. And even then, you still need the Fire Rods. I know, I keep saying Fire Rod. You can still get Bombos to even enter Ice Palace. And you can use Ice Bombos again on the Holster to at least break the shell, and then you can clear.
Right.
So it is possible.
Right. Well, we know for a fact that that's probably the one dungeon that It's probably going to be the last one checked.
So now Koi clearing Teswick Tower here, now at 5 crystals. At this point now you have to consider where you want to go now. So wait, having a little bit of a brush of a dead rock does not get dead rock, thankfully.
I hate those creatures. Okay, this is interesting. Koi making the Turtle Rock play, taking a gamble in Turtle Rock, knowing that it's a pendant dungeon and everything.
Pretty late check regarding pretty late hints here with the Heart Container being above the pose. We did pick that up. Now, the problem with this play is that he still needs that Fire Rod. He can't go a little bit farther in. Can't go a little bit farther because actually no, he got the keys, so he's able to go through.
Right.
That
he
would
just can't. He just can't check that chest that's locked by those 4 torches.
Yeah, he's missing 2 chests, but thankfully for Koi, he's able to. It's not turtle lock is not fire rod locked, so they can go through a pretty torturous room here, and that is that chain shop room. There's that big key. He's out of there. He can't continue.
Right, from here on out, he kind of does need the fire rod.
So now it looks like Koi is making the Spike Cave play, and I do agree with this one. Solely due to the fact that it's close by, and at this point, as soon as you're done with Spike Cave, I expect him to go somewhere like probably Turtle Rock, maybe, or not the Turtle Rock, Thieves Town.
Right, or Ice Palace.
He has to get bombos off of something first. Then he goes to Ice Palace.
Right.
A shielded Spike Cave. Not it. So we have to.
No. Well, we did find all 3 shield locations.
Yeah. So that eliminates that situation.
Because that would be Spike Cave, the ledge at Zora, and I think if memory serves me correctly, the other one was at Paradox.
Paradox Cave we did check. Looks like Koi is electing to do a Swamp Palace play.
Could this be the right gamble?
If not, then I would imagine going into Thieves Town for the Green Pendant.
And then turning that into Sahashala and finding out what item he has. Meanwhile, Trinex also doing the Spike Cave check. It's not gonna, he'll be kind of happy to find that there's another shield there, but
now,
not really sure about that. How he's going to feel about finding. Go ahead.
Generally, you don't like to see that message that a shield's in there, but a piece of her can't be digged up. That's probably alluding to the dig game. So Shovels is still possibly out there. Maybe has something of use.
Right, because it could be because Harding Grove is still out there.
Mm-hmm.
No, we found a piece of heart in Gary's lunchbox, folks. So that's all that matters there. Matt making his way now into... Well, Matt finishing up his fight over in Desert Palace.
Yeah, his landmill fight. So, Koi now going pretty deep into the Swamp Palace, while Hydra making the Thieves Town play, Trinex finally activating his flute.
I was about to call those Mordor for some reason.
I mean, that'd be quite a lot of big Moldorms.
Oh, definitely.
And that would be quite a nightmare to watch.
Right, I mean, it could be those sandworms from Beetlejuice.
Oh, oh dear. So we did get something about a Kakariko well check. We'd already Kakariko well hint. We know that's already picked up. So now Hydra Power continuing his deep adventure through Thieves Town.
Koi picking up bombs over there, skipping the big check.
He does not have the key, I believe.
And there's the compass at the top of Thieves.
Now, something to consider too. If there is a key in that in blind cell, then the big chest will have something. If it does not, then technically speaking, since blind can never have this small key, then it's likely that the big chest has that small key. And yeah.
Yeah, Koi picking up his big key.
And also the Swamp Palace, taking that all the way over. There is that small key, so hammer out. 20 rupees inside the big chest. Still looking for that fire rod. There's the map, so Lion has an item. Well, if it's nothing here, then Saha might also have that fire rod too. Or if Koi manages to find something here, oh boy. 20 rupees over on Swamp Palace, making their way over to Argus right now.
This is getting in. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Hydra entering the blind fight.
This isn't
there.
Right. This is interesting to see here because Koi making his way through Swamp. Hydra taking on blind. First head down. Second head down onto the final one. Brings out the Cane of Burner. Blind down. Blind gives us bombs.
3 bombs, so Green Pendant will still have a possibility there. Koi entering phase 2 of Argus.
Argus.
Yeah.
Yep. Down goes Argus. Argus has a heart container.
Green. Okay, so now Sahasrara is the most likely to play the Pig of Destiny. I thought it said like Pig of Despair. If that was the case, that would have been a Danganronpa reference in my eyes, at least.
It's a that's a Tenacious D reference.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Pick of Destiny, that's Tenacious D.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Pig of. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, the other day in the in the 2 p.m. dairy race that I calmed, there's the shovel in Ice Palace.
Oh, so shovel location. Now it's possible that it's also on the dig spot. There's Fire Rod.
Fire Rod in the Ice Palace.
So, Oh, that is go mode at like 1 hour 14 minutes, just shy of 1:15. I believe that is go mode right there. Oh man.
Yeah, looking at the tracker for Matt, that is go mode for Matt. Matt is our first of the 4 featured runners to be in go mode.
Koi now picking up Bombos.
And Chet pointing out Trinex went in there early. Did not go through that though to get the fire rod, so he missed out on that. Picks up the crystal from Lamos.
Oh.
Matt making it. Matt also has the level 3 sword. Did we see where that was?
Level 3 sword, I believe that was on Tower of Hera Big Chest.
Okay.
Koi making the Ice Palace play too.
Alright.
So you had to get Bombos off of Stumpy in order to get the Fire Rod out of Ice Palace. Oh boy. Matt has a lead. Matt has the lead now, and with a big advantage too with that silver arrows in his hands. All he has to do now is clear Skull Woods, and he is off to get his tower.
Trinex now making his way through Meyer. Koi making quick work of the penguins. Hydra getting his item from Stumpy.
Matt now making their way to the back of Skull Woods. Koi now going through Ice Palace. They need to get over to, I believe that was the Ice Tea. No, it wasn't even the Ice Tea room.
No, it was a room further down.
Yeah.
Hydra now picking up his silver arrows.
Yeah, Koi now making their way over to that over to that area where the fire rod is. Matt drops down into the Mothra fight.
Now he's got to also be careful here, because if Mothra is on, this is also a very tricky fight, because if Mothra is on one of those spikes, when you hit him, he'll negate the damage, but only 2 hits with the bacon sword. Picks up his crystal. Matt is going to be the first one to enter Ganon's tower, and here on the Dairy Race, we like to have a little fun with this. 22 chests inside Ganon's tower.
Well,
Professor?
22 locations.
Yes, 22 locations. I call them chests, but that's just me. 22 spots where that big key could be. Where do you think it's going to be today? And chat, get your guesses in now.
Yeah, if you're... that big key can be anywhere. It can be on Bob's torch. It can be on, it can be in the random room. If you're masochistic enough, you can put it in a tower room. Me, I do the typical one that I always do. Render room, exact location being 11, assuming they go Hope Room first, then left side.
For me, I'm going to go with my favorite number that I always pick, and that is going to be the 9th chest that they open up.
Revolution 9. Anyway.
True. Also, the number of tails of that foxes can have.
And also the number of lives a cat has, if you're talking
Right.
about stereotypes.
Right. Oh. But
It's taking another death.
Alright, Chad, get your last minute guesses in here. Because as soon as that gate opens up, we're going to be closing all the betting on.
Yeah, as soon as the gate drops down, and as soon as Matt enters. Now, normally we would run a bot, but since this is a daily race, we don't run a bot. We usually run it during the tournaments. So if you're a Late to the Past Randomizer fan, be sure to follow the Speed Gaming channel, Speed Gaming itself, just straight up Speed Gaming, as well as Speed Gaming's 2 through 6, including the multi-language ones, including Dutch, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. I think that's the same. I think it's
yeah. No, Portuguese is a little different.
Yeah, okay, I got it right. Okay, good. So Matt going left side.
Alright, here we go in my best announcing voice. First item, key off of the torch. There's another key. This key's coming very helpful.
The pot key is always important to grab. Now up to 2. You won't have to worry about keys for the rest of this, for at least at the moment. Number 2.
Oh. There's a piece of heart. Number 3, 20 rupees. Number 4, another piece of heart. Number 5, bomb. Warps back, goes right side this time. So we've had 5.
That is the Dark Magician strats.
There's a piece of heart in number 6. 7, half magic.
Very nice to pick up late in the game.
Definitely. I think that's a very warm welcome there. Going right through tile room.
Yeah,
and probably by far, yeah, this is by far one of the most difficult rooms in Ganon's Tower, because you have all those items, plus you gotta get the torches lit.
And that only leads up to the compass chest. And yeah, since Dark Magician strats usually imply you gotta go left, then right, all the way through right, pick up the key and then leave.
There's the mat. Another piece of heart. 5 rupees and 5 more rupees. We are now in the conveyor belt room, as I like to call this room.
Yeah, that's a mirror for them. That's part of the Dark Magician strats. Grab the key so that way you can still remain at 2.
Alright, going back to left side. Koi. Now picking up his last crystal, now making his way to over to Ganon's Tower.
Again, the disadvantage of him, the big disadvantage of him is that he will have to do silverless Ganon.
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure. There's the book.
Yeah, but of course, since typically Ganon's Tower will give you pretty much items that you don't need anymore, that is a pretty much useless book. It's only there to fill up the items of the item pool here.
Alright, picks up another key. Alright, we are now in the torch bar room. Alright, there's another key. I've lost count so far of how many chests he's opened up. Rando room time now.
I believe, if I'm counting correctly, this is number 14, 15, 16, and 17.
Alright. Watch it be in torch. Watch it be in. There's bombs. There's the compass. There's a piece of heart. There's 10 Maros. Watch it be in tile room.
Yeah, at this point it's coming pretty close. It's only about... Oh boy. So we have up to 18 here, coming up in Bob's chest. If that big key's not there, then we're going over to the Ice Armos fight. And if that's not there, then of course Big Key is gonna be on that tile room. There'll be a poet again to this quite a wild ride. Over in Bob's torch, it's a small key. So now it's on to the Ice Armos fight. After he's done, this will be 19, 20, and 21.
Right, and if it's not here, we are making quick work of the Ice Armos. Almost on ice. 3 chests here. Piece of heart. Chest number 20 has the big key today, and he picks up the butter sword. So we've found all 4 swords today in this. Chest number 20. And if you mark down 20 as your number, congratulations to that.
Now the closest answer to that was Gorago with 19.
Hey, congratulations, Gorago. You were the closest without going over.
Wait, what? Is it Surtur? Hold on. Oh, it can't be. It wasn't, yeah, it was Gorago. Yeah, it was... Surtur had 17, not 18.
I want to make sure we get our contestants' names right here. Congratulations to you for being the closest on that. Matt now making his way through the gauntlet.
Now Hydra finally finishes off his final crystal over in Lamb mode. Trinex will now enter Go mode at 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 36 seconds.
Nice work on Landmall 2.
Gonna be using that red potion to stock up on a little bit of health here as Matt leaves the gauntlet at 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 26 seconds. Oh, that's unfortunate. Trinex taking a death right in the room before Cold Stare. Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, did you see how he died on that?
I believe he got hit by... I don't know what's usually in there. But, Koi... He skipped the right side. He went full left. Now, this will possibly give him a little bit of a, I'm not sure if this will even make a difference. Because Matt...
he'll definitely...
At this point, it's Matt to lose.
Right. Unless the inevitable happens and he falls or takes a death on Ganon.
Now, what would be really bad is if Matt died on Aga too. I mean, it's very unlikely because he's pretty healthy.
Oh, definitely, and same with Corey, who picks up his butter sword as well, and his big key.
Now the big question. Tower. Not option to grab the treasure, typical, but
yeah. So it doesn't want to validate it.
Yeah, but the problem, the thing is though, as chat points out, he's got to do this silverless. He'll have a pretty long fight ahead of him as he goes into Ganon. Matt now enters Aga 2.
Or as we like to call him, Geometry Wizard.
Yes. Oh, that would have been a triple.
Nice double! That was a double. That was
that
a
double.
double.
Placed just right, but that was a excellent Aga 2 fight.
Double. Yeah, making a quick double on that. And now it's time to find out what our quote today or random fact the giant pig has for us. My favorite one is the one where he's always quoting from Spaceballs.
Well, we're going to be seeing what that is right now as Matt will drop down into the Ganon fight. And he says, I'll be eager about encouraging thinking outside the box when there's evidence of thinking outside of it, or something like that.
Yeah, it's trying to be, that's weird. No, I think the weird already in phase 2 now of the Ganon fight. I think the strangest one he always gives is about the one about the block of cheese.
Yeah, but the fact about the largest pound of cheese, actually. Yeah, but that gold sword, this will be a pretty blazing Ganon fight.
Right. And Trinex making quick work of Cold Stare. Making up for that fall.
Matt did set up Torch Glitch, so he's good to go.
Yep.
Oh,
Matt got the
triple
Torch
there.
Glitch in. A nice double. It was a double or triple.
It was double.
And down goes the pig. We have bacon. Get your GGs in, chat.
And Matt crosses the finish line with an official SRL time of 1:32.26 in second place as a really nice podium spot with Hitsuyan taking the overall race with a time of 1:30.48.
And we'll bring in Matt in just a second here to see if you'd like to chat with us about the race.
Koi now making their way up Ganon's tower. Hydra picking up that key in Bob's torch. He will have to fight Ice Armos next. Trinex going to Skullwoods now.
Hydra picking up his, and we are joined by Matt. Matt, GG to you.
Thank you.
Oh, what a seed that was.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah.
I really didn't know how to feel for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, one of my big questions right now is, why did you decide to go for the Ice Palace play?
It was the crystal I could complete.
Well, of course, but like there was a possible. Did you even like consider going through just Ice Palace earlier, or just or is it just in the heat of the moment you know the clearable and the big payoff of the fire rod being that
Well, I had just gotten the hammer. I had bombos, and I knew that neither of the medallions were bombos, so there could have been a reason why the game gave you bombos. We had that hint that there was an item on someone friendly, so I thought about going and doing the purple chest, but I really didn't have good options because I got the mirror at a weird time, so I orphaned a bunch of mirror locations, and there's only one item left in Thieves Town, so it really, in my mind, it was just the best play at the time.
And what the one thing that this seed led to in the very beginning was that Aga won.
Yeah, I felt real good about my egg play until I found the boots in Eastern an hour later.
Corey on his next stage of the Ganon fight.
Koi having to do serverless.
Yeah. The one other thing that was pointed out in the seed, all the NPCs had a lot of the unique items. Catfish having the Titan's Mitt, the NPC in Hype Cave having the silvers.
Yeah, that was interesting situation. Ped, by the way, was on just a hard container. If you ever really cared about the Ped at this point, because Ped died pretty early.
It died a quick death.
Yeah. And with that, Koi finishes. So was Ganon.
That was a pretty good serverless fight.
Oh, definitely. Definitely
And
on that.
Koi finishes in top 10 in 6th place with a time of 1:37:02. Following him was at least behind him was Shire in 3rd place with a time of 1:31:01. Days Cloud in 4th place, actually a tie for 4th place with El Tigre with a time of 1:36:31 exactly. And we are joined by Koi. GG, man.
So about Hype Cave.
Yeah! I wanted to ask you about that first. First thing I wanted was your gamble with Aga 1. You took that gamble pretty early on with the Aga 1 fight. I wanted to ask you about that.
It really looked like an Aga seed. Like, we had the access to Aga so quickly, and then with the hookshot in hand, it opened up like the whole West Stark world. It was just, sheer dumb luck to get the mitts on Catfish and end up skipping Village of Outcast the entire.
Right. The silvers were over in Hype Cave from the NPC.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was not a gamble to skip Hype Cave. I just forgot about it because it was so late in the seed. And I was thinking, swamp.
It makes sense.
Right.
And then when the swamp was empty, and I'm like, oh no, I lost. It's over. I can't win from here. And then I get bombos, and it's like, oh my.
But
you can tell I was tilted because I went to turn in the purple chest, but there was no purple chest.
So what were your overall thoughts on the seed?
Generally, I thought it was a real nice seed for routing, right up until Meyer was in. Like, I felt like, oh man, I'm making all the right decisions. Everything's going perfectly. I got the medallion and everything to finish Meyer. I just got to do this Master Sword fight, which was clutch. And then to get nothing there, the seed was rude.
Was Meyer your first crystal, Koi?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I never went to Eastern until after I got the bow.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I did the Aga 1 gamble and then found all this stuff. Went to Meyer, got nothing, and then it figured, all right, fine. We'll just do regular Dark World and went to Front of Skull Woods. Clutch bow and my problem with the seed was I did Swamp. I ended up doing Swamp before about finding. That was probably the biggest time sink of everything that I did. Oh, and screwing up the escape really.
Yeah.
A bomb start is very tricky.
Dude, I am a bomb start expert. I have a guide on YouTube that people look at, and I screw it up because I was all nerd.
Yeah. I think I've seen your video before.
I feel like I found my groove though near the end. Like I got the quick kill on the tempered quick kill on Cold Stare, which I don't do all that often.
Definitely. And get your GGs in for Hydra. He just crossed the finish line with a time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 42 seconds. I could be off by a second or two on that from the official time.
Yep, that turned out to be a time of 1:40:20 in 8th place. Old Man Sunshine finishing in 7th, just 2 seconds below, just 2 seconds behind that. Now Trinex making their way through Ganon's tower.
The last of our restreamed runners here. This was a very interesting seed that displayed out in the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't, overall the seed actually wasn't too bad. The only thing that kind of, threw people in for a little bit of a spin was that Stumpy that led to Fire Rod and Ice Palace, but overall, those actually wasn't too bad.
So I play a lot of seeds, and I will tell you, Bombos and Fire Rod locking each other in Ice Palace is one of the most common item locations. Every time I see
really?
Bombos, I'm thinking, oh snap, Fire Rod must be an ice. It's not like every time, but like I notice it all the time. At least like 2 seeds a week.
Of course, yeah. I watch your streams. I know you do this all the time. But anyway, we're joined by Hydra Power. GG, man.
Hi, GG Hydra.
Hey, thanks everybody. Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing well, thank you. So how about that?
It was going great until I couldn't find the fire rod, and I guess I couldn't find the Bombos medallion to get the fire rod, and it was just one of those things where you just start somewhere and start looking, and then it was just in plain old Hype Cave, and I was like, oops, I guess maybe I should have gone there first, but Hype Cave for me just didn't end up being in a really convenient spot because I was really late getting the hammer, which is sometimes a good thing, but in this case, it just, you'd have to take the long way around to get there. So I just didn't think of it. And then, when I was searching for it, I was like, well, we'll start over in Village and we'll make our way down, see what happens. So.
All right, work your way left to right, I guess, right?
Yeah, basically. And maybe I shouldn't have gone all the way into Thieves, but, it's a randomizer. It could be there, and then it would have been, a brilliant play, but this time it wasn't, so.
No. And then the whole front part of the whole front part of the seed led everyone to Aggle.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I got the Master Sword, I figured, well, that's probably where we're going. But I like to be in denial most of the time and not go there. And I was happy I got the boots out of it. I don't know if anybody else here got the boots early, but I was at least feeling good about
so late, like so incredibly late.
Me too.
That's too bad. Yeah. So I felt good about that.
Pod done. I had already been in front of Skullwoods, cleared the whole mountain, and then I'm like, all right, okay, it's Eastern. And I was feeling good about it, right? Because I knew that some people would go to Eastern before Aga, hoping that it wasn't an Aga seed, right?
That was me.
And then I thought, no, I'm so far ahead because I'm gonna single dip this guy right here. As long as the boots are.
And in fact, there were actually like 2 hints about the boots being in Eastern. So it's like, hey, big flashing siren, go here for the boots. It's great. You'll love them.
Yeah. Gotta love those hints at times, but it just tells you it's like, oh, we've already got that item.
Yeah, I had quite a few of those already. I laughed at the Meyer one. I don't know if everybody else did too,
Yeah.
where it was like, "Hey, guess what you're gonna find?" Like it's like 5-second foreshadowing here, and I'm like, "Do I even go down there and get it?" I mean, well, yeah, let's do it. It's a nice menu option, but yeah.
I enjoyed that
Yeah.
one too.
I know I was feeling pretty brave going into Meyer as like the first dungeon, but I'm like, hey, sometimes this works out, especially if you get all the stuff for it immediately. And I just used the old mashing skills on Vitreous, and that worked out okay. But yeah, I was a little mad. I know you're a big NMG guy, and I just started it really, but I felt like I was running NMG for a while. There was green mail and no powder, no safeties, no silvers. So I'm like, well, at least
Yeah, I
I've
was
played
going-
that a few times.
I was going to GT with green mail and 9 hearts. I picked up a fairy because I was even lower percent than I usually am.
Did
Yeah, how
anybody
about that
find a
stun
bottle
prize
at
there,
any
little
point?
fairy?
I never saw a bottle.
Well, I got like 3 by the end.
Yeah, I found 3 bottles too.
What?
Sick Kid had a
Yeah.
bottle
Skip man.
for
Picking up the bottle gave Sick Kid another bottle.
I guess they were all in
Yeah,
Village of
Sick Kid
Outcasts.
gave-
I never did anything in Village of Outcasts. No Thieves Town,
Okay.
no Smith Sequence. Nothing.
Oh wow!
Well, that worked
yeah,
out
that's why
for me,
your
'cause
collection
it's
rate is so low. Koi, when I
Yeah, I
turned
was
on
at
the
a
restream
138.
and I saw you didn't have silvers, I was like, how is that even possible?
Oh, because I'm stupid. When I was in Fire Rod Go mode, and I
Oh,
thought,
no.
okay, we're going to Swamp, and a smart person.
Oh!
Or poor try
Oh no,
Never
Trimax!
got a key.
No, he has to go
Unfortunately,
back.
he forfeits too. He has to forfeit.
No,
I mean, yeah, I don't blame him for that, honestly. But
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for
Ah.
talking to me. I have to go back to playing viewer seeds, so more
yeah, I'm gonna
Agapet
roll
on-
too. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, no problem, guys. Thank you
GGs
very
to
much
everybody.
for. Yep. Thank you for
thanks
joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate your commentary and the restream and tracking and everything that goes into this. So I'm excited to watch it back, see how it went. So thanks again for having me, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Take care.
Alright, so that's gonna do it for us now. Oh boy. So
Yeah.
looking ahead for tomorrow, we don't have anything else coming for the rest of the day. But coming up tomorrow, we have the Dutch Link to the Past randomizer tournament, which the seeds is going to be a Ganon Open, a Defeat Ganon Open, randomized swords, hard mode. Also at 2 o'clock, we're going to have ourselves an open daily race. At about 3 p.m., we have the new Super Mario Bros. Wii and 100% tournament. 6 p.m., we have the Metroid Zero Mission 100% tournament. And at 8 p.m.
Oh, that's my favorite game right there, Zero Mission.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And at 8 p.m., we're going to have a pretty quick one. That is the Super Mario Bros. Warp Wars tournament. And then at 9 o'clock, we also have another daily race. It's not determined what it is, but so you might want to
It is. It's actually up. It's a ped seed.
Oh, actually, yeah, it is going to be a pedestal seed. So if you want to check that out, be sure to check out the Speed Gaming channels. As usual, I'd like to thank all the runners for participating in this race. There's Koi, just happily waltzing around.
Yeah.
So Matt, Hydra, Koi, Stridex, all of them did a pretty good job fighting through this race. We got our trackers, of course, Raul and Tankier, Mr. Scrap Ninja Judo. They're the real stars of the show here. The ones who just what am I trying to say? They're the ones.
Push buttons.
Yeah, for pushing buttons. Yeah, and then of course my friend, my good commentator Yoko for providing the commentary for all of you, along with myself too. So, so until next time, So until next time, I'm Professor Rucker. He was Yoko. I'm out of here.
And we'll see you next time for more Randomizer. Take care, everyone. Have a good
Good night, everybody.